So Dash and Bash, for some reason, the past few months, we've been talking about people able to use bathrooms properly. Essential workers able to be respect essential workers and have them use bathrooms. It seems to be the low bar of like how we treat people nowadays, where they can use the bathroom or not while they're working. And so before we even talk about this story, I want to give context to because this is going to come out and seem like a great story. Yeah, now they can use the bathroom in the restaurants, and it's going to be like an awesome story. But first, I want to give context about, this. We're going to have a disclaimer before we even talk about it. Media just can't stop presenting horrifying stories as uplifting perseverance porn. And this is kind of the story we're going to talk about. It's kind of an example of that. It's going to show that, restaurant workers now can use the bathroom. Like, that's the low bar. But it doesn't give context to, why they have to fight to use the bathroom in restaurants. And tonight, we're going to talk about that with Dr. Virginia. So this story is pretty wild to me. Upper West Side has always got the NIMBY stories of keeping homeless people away, keeping schools away, and keeping low-income people away from the communities. So, for some reason, Upper West Side likes to be Karens in the highest order. So first, I want to pull up this one article, which is just crazy to me. I don't know. People have to see it to believe it, especially because people were clapping every day at 7:00 last year around this time. And now they're slamming the doors in people's faces. So this crazy article pretty much was saying Upper West Side community members called the idea of allowing delivery workers to use restaurant bathrooms crazy and completely nuts. So they thought people being human beings was crazy and completely nuts. So delivery workers are getting no relief from the Upper West Side community members who are barring them from using restaurant bathrooms during pickups. This is just outrageous. The outrage came after one member suggested a resolution that would force restaurants to give access. I was horrified when I read this resolution. This is sick how people... Transit committee member had introduced Let Our Workers Go resolution. Isn't that crazy? Please let them poop and pee.
Well, when I looked at this article, I was just as shocked as the gentleman who brought the resolution to the floor, the virtual floor, since everything is done on Zoom these days.
It's like the reaction he got when he presented the resolution.
Yeah, I think that he was shocked by the reaction he got because it just seemed like common sense.
Yeah.
And they, how dare you think that the people that make our lives livable should be able to use the fucking bathroom? What's wrong with you? Why do you believe that other human beings who don't have our wealth should be allowed, simple privileges like using the restroom? Because we all know that if one of these Uber Eats drivers has his bladder exploding and he goes somewhere in a dark corner and takes a piss, he's now a sex offender. Right?
Yeah, exposure.
Right? So...
Or there's a wasted day in court for peeing outside.
They had the nerve... And I knew it back then that they were paying lip service. They had the nerve to say, oh, look, these are the essential workers. We couldn't do this without you. We appreciate you. We're going to, clap. We're going to create commercials where people are playing musical instruments and windows and all this garbage.
Windows, cars driving down hills,
right?
Babies picking
But when
flowers.
It comes right down to it, you really don't care about anybody who is not in your tax bracket, and they show it over and over and over again. And this is not a minimum wage issue. We're not asking, for the gig workers to make $44 per pickup.
No money.
We're talking about if they can use the motherfucking bathroom. So I had a discussion with somebody about this earlier, and he's like, well, how do you enforce it? Well, I know that every single time that I order from DoorDash, I get a notification on my phone at every step that the order has been placed, that this is the driver, there's a picture of the fucking driver, there's a description of the car, you know where they are on GPS, you know when they went to go pick up the food, you know that You know the time that they picked up the food. They tell you that they're now on their way over to you. They even tell you that they're on the block about to pull up to your door. Of course, we know where they were and when they were.
What more do you want? You want them to.
And why are you, as a business owner, a restaurant owner, who cried, whined, and complained, "Oh my God, my business is not going to survive. I'm just a poor business owner." But here's these gig economy people that are the single reason why the 40% of restaurants that still exist in New York continue to exist.
Yeah.
Why they are still here? You know what? We're going to shit on the people that allowed our business to survive, but not even allowing them the simple dignity of being able to use the restroom when needed. So then the rebut to me was, well, what if they wrecked the bathroom and you can't tell if it was your own employee or the gig economy guy? Why bring up the
people who go there? The people go there will wreck the bathroom more than the delivery worker.
Yeah, and you know who was there and when they were there. And I'm pretty sure if a gig guy decides to drop a cherry bomb in the toilet, they're going to be fired and they're going to be charged with some sort of criminal. They're going to be hit with some sort of criminal charge, right? So I don't understand why everybody is so gung ho to shit on the people that keep the city alive.
You have to think about restaurant workers. These weirdos are just out of touch, like whoever these are. But restaurant workers know other restaurant workers. They're gonna understand certain things about delivery workers. They have a relationship with these people. It's not just strangers showing up all the time. But at the same time, you have to realize that. Why is this bathroom thing so crazy? Imagine being undocumented and you have to go to you get deported because you got caught using the bathroom somehow. Somehow you get deported because a cop sees you. You get a ticket for urinating outside. You have to go to court, and then all of a sudden, you get deported somehow. This is like a fear that people have of going to the system just for using the fucking bathroom outside.
Did you see that article? Because there were a lot of articles. The infamous sign in the Wendy's window about how they're understaffed because people don't want to work.
This is happening in a lot of places. A lot of people, a lot of businesses now
giving out slave wages. Don't want to let motherfuckers use the bathroom.
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
That's the thing that's happening too now. A lot of businesses are openly complaining. Oh, people are not coming back to the jobs they left and they never came back. Maybe because they never liked their fucking job in the first place, motherfucker.
Hello.
That's why they're not coming back.
And the thing is, everything in society, everything that we've heard from the Mitch McConnells and his ilk in the world, everything we've heard from those people is all along the lines of you get no honor, you get no respect, you get no decency.
And then
So since you don't get any of those things, where people are like, well, if you're saying that I'm a bad person because I work a minimum wage job, then I'm not going to work the minimum wage job. And now you mad when you got to wait for your greasy garbage and fancy packaging, 5 minutes longer. You shit on the people who were doing that for you. And now you got to figure out, now you understand these people that prop up your world. Now you understand exactly what it entails for these people to prop your world up. Your world works and runs as efficiently as it does. You're allowed to do your cushy, white collar, no moving ass job. You sit at a fucking desk for 8 to 14 hours a day and call that work. These are the people that allow you to do that, but you want to make sure that their lives are as difficult as possible. So it's not enough just making sure that they get paid minimum wage or less. You got to make sure they can't even use the bathroom.
And I saw the good thing about artificial. This is a tangent before we go to the perseverance story about what's happening with the delivery workers. I got to
persevere through a full bladder. Fuck you.
but first I want to just how we talked about CEOs, it feels like more realistic to replace a CEO with artificial intelligence than replace a delivery worker with a shitty drone going down the street, But they don't want to say that, They don't want to get the spot blown up that a computer would be a much better job as CEO than some fucking dude who's barely there. So I want to put real quick about what the media is probably going to make the story look like. It's going to be happy. Yay, we did this for workers. Now they can use the bathroom. Yeah. So now it's a happy story all of a sudden. Following months of protests over issues like bathroom access, Finally they
Literal relief. Look to provide relief. Provide the ability for them to relieve themselves.
Isn't that wild?
And it's like, yo, it's not like it's just a random dude. It's not like I made a delivery at for Taco Bell, and then I walked into some high-ass eatery talking about, let me use the bathroom. No! Like, you see that my face is on the order. How do you know that I'm supposed to be there? Because you can't release the food to me without knowing who the fuck I am. Because that's how the food gets to the customer. So I don't want to hear all this bullshit about how it can't be done. It's bullshit.
So this is wild. So the registration package comes after months of protests by delivery workers across the city who say they were treated like insects, despite being classified as essential workers. This is why I felt so awful. I just felt like the only people who were clapping didn't know what the fuck was going on. They don't know that people were getting treated like straight up dump garbage right now while they were clapping in their homes, never going outside. The delivery workers, essential workers were being remarkably trashed during the whole time of the pandemic. And all we got, like you said, Dr. Eugene, were shitty commercials that all were alike about how we praise essential workers. They're all identical. We played the clip. They all look like the fucking same commercial from Facebook, insurance companies, Taco Bell. They all had the same looking commercial about essential workers. They'll show you how much they didn't give a fuck. So, and as
I have this very perverse wish.
Yeah.
That that we could roll it back 8 months. All of the gig workers just don't do it and see what happens to your fucking restaurant. Since you don't want to let nobody use the bathroom, how about you don't have a business anymore? And now you don't have to let anybody use the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody used the bathroom. So now they're fined $100 for refusing restaurant access to workers delivering their food. I mean, whatever you want.
The fact that they have to do that at all pisses me off.
Exactly. You should be, as a human being, just have to do that on your own inclination. You don't need a law passed. I mean, that's the problem.
Imagine needing a law, right? That protects the doctor delivering your baby from you assaulting them.
Because there seems to be a mass problem with doctors getting beat up, so we gotta
you're delivering my baby and making sure they come into the world safely. I'm gonna start beating you up. Oh, look, we've passed this law that prohibits, this shouldn't even be an issue. And people always want to complain about big government and Big Brother and the Democrats and blah, 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 blah. The reason why a new law gets created is because somebody feels the need to be an asshole when they don't need to be. And then people is like, well, we thought this was common sense, but I see that we need to legislate assholery out of society. Exactly. Because if we don't tell you, don't be a fucking asshole, guess what you're going to do? You're going to be a fucking asshole.
And that's an example of it. Like passing the most crazy law for people to use the bathroom. All the laws that we need to pass right now to pass a law for people to use the bathroom is how the bottom is, even though Trump is not around, the bottom is still pretty low, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get it twisted. The bottom was low before Trump showed up. And he just opened the 7 gates of hell to the bottom. So now we're just seeing all the nastiness of things that we never really saw before. Oh yeah, come here,
Woosah. I'm telling you, son. I
come from hell to defeat you, Sub-Zero.
You sent me to hell, so I conjured up. I honed all of the forces of hell. And now I'm here, and then
there's a bill.
Set him on fire.
Yeah, exactly. You got to
more fire.
I gotta pass a bill for delivery workers to use the bathroom. What the fuck?
I'm sorry, man.
Imagine that happened in Mortal Kombat.
and every single time one of these stories come out, I think of some of the asshole trolls that come through on the Facebook side of our stream, and it's like I can't wait to hear the foolishness coming out of that side. Because I know somebody's going to be like, well, so what that they're the reason why the businesses exist? Where does it say that you should allow them to use the bathroom when they need to? I can't wait to see those comments.
Someone's dirty ass hands deliver your food, let me know. So that's Black Power Magic.
How about they piss in your fucking food? How about that? Fucking assholes.
Fecal matter in their fingernails and everything.
Delivery drivers' lives don't matter? All right, here's some fecal matter. Let's go.
So that's Black Power Magic Hour on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Act.tv with over 50,000 subscribers. Dr. Genius, he's live on Discord, YouTube, and Twitch. And that's a serious stash and bash, man.